We are waiting for a quorum still.
Okay.
We are being recorded and we are being live streamed, just so everyone is aware. We need one more board member. All right, we have a quorum. Okay, we'll get started. Okay, there are four of us here. I'd like to make a motion to open the New Paltz Town Board meeting for September 1st, 2022.
Second.
Make sure I'm allowing people to unmute themselves. Should be able to. See, it says everyone's allowed to unmute.
There we
Do
go.
it
I
again
can hear
here. Maybe my volume is not down. Can you hear me? I can hear you now. Say something again.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, my volume was way down, so it was all. So, yeah, I'd like to make a motion to open the September 1st, 2022 town board meeting.
Second, Alex?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda. I have one change to make.
Second.
Okay, the one change is to add number 8, extending the watering contract till the end of September. And that's-
Second? Oh,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Okay, let's see, announcements, the community action plan. Amanda and Janelle, they're here attending, and you'll be maybe giving an announcement for October Climate Action Plan event with Pace University. Do you guys want to say anything?
Yes, if you don't mind, we'd love to. So yes, we're here tonight to just give you a brief update on what's going to be happening in September and October for a big project for Climate Smart New Paltz. You know, the town's committed to being climate smart communities, which means reducing greenhouse gas emissions, preparing for climate change, and hopefully saving taxpayers money at the same time. We've done a number of activities to identify where greenhouse gas emissions are being created in New Paltz. I think the most recent one you heard was the community greenhouse gas inventory that Joe Londa presented. Now that we know where things are coming from, the next step is to talk about a community action plan to reduce them. And when we say community, we mean by the community and for the community. So with that in mind, we want to learn what community members think about how to deal with greenhouse gas emissions. And so we are kicking off a set of outreach activities. In September, these will consist of pop-ups every week at different local events like the Open Air Market, SUNY Farmers Market, the Apple Stock, the movie night at Hesburgh Park, so forth. We'll have posters, lots of Post-its and pens so that folks can tell us what they think they as individuals and our community as a whole might consider doing to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and fight the climate crisis. Like I said, that'll be taking place all through September and into early October. And then we have a big deal thing happening on October 11th, which is a community workshop. It'll be facilitated by the outreach experts from Pace Law Center. And it's October 11th at the community center from 7 to 9 p.m. And then the third thing we'll be doing in October is a survey will be going out to the community, again, with the support and guidance of the PACE Law Center folks. When all these are completed, PACE is going to collect and summarize all of the feedback, give us a report, and we will be back in front of this board to let you know what we found out and talk about what the next steps could be. So the real take home today is to ask that you all please support and participate in the pop-ups, because we want to know what you're thinking about all of this, and that you please mark your calendars and plan on attending the workshop, because your support and presence and participation is really important and will be very much appreciated. And if it sounds like I'm begging, I am. I'm sorry. So thank you for the 3 minutes. I hope that was all I took.
Thanks. So town offices will be closed on Monday, September 5th in observance of Labor Day. Reuse Recycling Center will be closed on Tuesday, September 6th as well. For those who haven't seen it, we have a burn ban in effect. So no fireworks, outdoor fires, etc. And that's because of the drought and the fires that we already have up on the ridge. And that's all the announcements I have. Does anyone else have any announcements? If not, we'll open this up for public comment. People have comments, please raise your Zoom hand, and please keep it to 3 minutes. And at 3 minutes, I'll ask you to wrap it up. So if anyone has a comment, please raise your
Hey,
hand.
I'm having trouble finding my Zoom hand. But
Boy, I wish I was you after 3 years of Zoom. Still not understanding it, but please go ahead.
Okay, hi, thanks everybody. I hope you all got to enjoy this beautiful day outside somewhere on one of the Nature Conservancy's great places on earth, which is our town. In that vein, I hope you have applied for the Greenway Planning Grant as Gabby O'Shea requested last month. As you get to work on next year's budget and estimating the cost of maintaining the Empire State Trail through the Trans-Hudson development, I hope you will take advantage of this opportunity to allow us, the constituents and residents of this town, to help plan the safest, greenest route. This is a golden opportunity to have state planners add a jewel to the Empire State Trail crown. I hope you all read our local newspaper and saw my letter to the editor a few weeks ago. I included a picture of a car driving on the Empire State Trail. This is the DOT approved path. Clearly, as town residents, we need to participate in helping the DOT make this trail safer. And I still wonder how that car ever got back onto the road. And after listening to Amanda, I think that creating this connector route in the greenest way possible would be a big start towards the project that our Climate Smart Task Force is working on. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Second call, last call, comments? If not, we will, we're going to be going into executive session. And I'd like to invite, we're going to have a couple different things in executive session, but first we have our labor attorneys here. So I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session and invite our labor attorneys, Bill Wallens and Benjamin Heffley and Chris Marks as well.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so I'm going to create a breakout room. Give me a minute here. Boy. Okay. There it is, breakout. And I think that's it. Well, I'm not in the breakout room. So there's someone here called Not Joined. You don't have a name. I'm just wondering who it is. Do you belong in, you're muted, but I'm asking you to unmute. Is this Julie in the meeting? All right.
It's Terrence, Neil. You don't need me.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Sorry.
Rosanna?
Yes.
Hi. You know why I got put in breakout room 1?
I think that was a mistake. I think everyone got that invite, but
Okay,
it's really only for the board.
okay, that's good. That's what I was thinking, but Stacy was there and she clearly was supposed to be there, I think. But okay, so thanks. I'm gonna leave then. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Oh, why is it? Okay. Okay, thanks.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
And I'd like to, second, all in favor?
Aye.
And I'd like to make a motion to to canvass the Ulster County Civil Service list for the following positions, and if no lists exist, to advertise for such. A full-time building department clerk with a salary range of $17 to $20 per hour, depending on experience and qualifications. And then 2, a full-time zoning enforcement officer at $22 to $24 an hour, depending on experience and qualifications. And permission to advertise for the following non-civil service position, a full-time planning zoning board secretary at $18 to $20 per hour, depending on experience and qualifications.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, great. Let's get some stuff done here.
Thank you.
We still have on here the, we sent that letter, number 2. We sent the letter to the village board. You guys got the response. I don't think they're going to change their mind about the sales tax. So we can either set the public hearing for the tax cap override. We usually do this in September every year. So, we could be setting, we can either set it at this meeting set up the public hearing for the 15th, or we could set it for the first week of October. Either way, it's, I was at an Association of Towns meeting today, and they say this is the type of thing that you should do as kind of a backup insurance policy, no matter what, because you can't do it later on in the year. So we're getting to the time and week, so we can either do this now or in 2 weeks. Do people have a preference for that?
Can I just ask a question about that, Neil? When you talked to the village about that, what was their reason for not changing their minds, for wanting that this year, not ever having asked for it before?
They didn't. You saw the email that came back, and there was an article in the paper about it. They didn't say why they asked for it now.
Yeah, I guess that's why there was no answer to that question. Like, why now? Nobody answered that.
No, other than I think I don't know. They didn't say, so I don't know why now. They didn't discuss it much at the meeting, but
Okay.
It's going to make it harder for us to, because the way we have to kind of, now that money goes into the B fund, even if they took $1 out of the sales tax, the rest would all go into the B fund, but it means that we're short $250,000 in the A fund, and that needs to be made up for with a tax increase, or we need to cut $250,000 out, which is, good luck.
Yeah, I just really wish we would have had the opportunity to have discussed that in advance, or at a bare minimum have had correspondence from the village that didn't include the press on them to us. So it is unfortunate that conversation evolved that way.
I agree.
So do you guys want to push this off, or you want to have the meeting, the public hearing in 2 weeks or 4 weeks? I have no preference.
I'm happy with just doing it now, since it's largely pro forma anyway. We should just do it.
So, resolutions on there. So it declares the town lead agency for seeker review and determines that this is a type 2 action. No further action is required. So I'd like to make a motion to pass the type 2 seeker.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And a motion to set the public hearing for a local law to amend Chapter 27 taxation for the town to override the tax levy limit established in General Municipal Law, Section 3C, for September 15th, 2022 at 7 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Motion to approve and authorize items 3A through 13H on the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So this next one, number 4, I don't know if people had a chance to read it. So this is the authorization for the supervisor to sign a MOU, memorandum of understanding, and a confidentiality agreement with Fiberline LLC. this, one of our biggest complaints is internet service, and everyone always thinks it's like, well, because the town signed this franchise agreement, so no one else is allowed to come in here and build internet, and that's why we only have one service provider. But that's not really the case. That the franchise agreement means that they're allowed. It doesn't mean anyone else is not allowed to come in. It's be like if you got a franchise to open a McDonald's, doesn't mean Burger King can't open across the street. It just means that they can if they want to, but no one has. And I've reached out to different companies and tried to get Verizon to come in and do FiOS, and no one was interested. But we have been approached by another company. They're building a fiber network in Saugerties right now. I've talked to the Saugerties town supervisor. Very happy with the results. It's cheaper and faster than Spectrum, but it also just gives people a choice. Then they can decide between two. It's always nice to have a choice and not be stuck with only one. And so, I think some of this might have to do with, the infrastructure bills and the Inflation Reduction Act. So there's money coming from the feds and the state. And so companies are interested, and I'd like to work with this company and try to get some grants with them and build a fiber network. And their proposal is to build it in the whole town and not just in the dense areas. So this is just a, motion to sign these agreements and start working with this company. It doesn't guarantee it, but it means that we can try to get the ball started and before they decide to go off and work somewhere else.
Second?
You guys have any discussion, questions? The motion is to authorize me to sign it once we get final approval from the town's attorney. All in favor? Aye. Anyone else?
Aye, sorry.
Okay. I think we might have lost Essie, but that's okay. We don't have much left. So yeah, great. The next one is resolution authorizes the town board of the town of New Paltz, Ulster County, to expend $6,500 of funds from the police computer reserve fund to purchase an in-car computer replacement for the town of New Paltz Police Department. This is subject to a permissive referendum.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So next one, number 6, is a motion to grant a waiver of 140-22.3 D1 design standards for Farmers Choice Incorporated. This is it's before the planning board. It's for the Farmers Choice dispensary out on 299. They, as part of the original zoning code, when we revised it, it requires the applicant to inventory every tree over 7 inches in diameter. And then if there are significant trees there, to try to redesign it so you maybe don't have to take down all of the trees, or one or two what are significant trees. The code doesn't really define significant, which is to me troublesome in some ways. But the other thing is their only alternative design for this would be that they put the parking lot in the front and the store in the back. And that's not what we want. That's why we rezoned all of this, so the stores would be up in the front and it would be more village-like, and the parking lots in the back. So, they're asking, can they get a waiver from doing the inventory, because it's not really going to change anything. The trees have to be cut down anyway because there's no other alternative. If we don't give them the waiver, it's going to cost them time and money, and it's not going to change anything. And one of the biggest complaints that we get is that it's really expensive and it takes a really long time to go before the planning board. But we have these waivers in there to try to help out with things like that when it makes sense, right? And so,
Neil, does that waiver, if we give them the waiver, there is still a limit to how much they can cut down though, right? It's only the square footage where that particular part is going to go, but nothing more.
they're not, like, even of the plans, it kind of lays out, like, they're leaving all the trees along the property lines. Like,
Okay.
They're just saying those trees are all staying there, and that's what they're proposing in the plan. But
Right.
they're saying, like, where the parking lot is going, they're going to have to cut those trees down, or they would have to put the building in the back and the parking lot in the front, but then you still have to cut down a lot of the trees to put the building back there because they're about the same size. And so you don't, it doesn't really change anything because there is no room to put the parking lot anywhere else on the project.
Right. No, and we like the parking lot being in the back, definitely.
And so like, they said, well, we don't really have any choice, but we can't do it without a waiver because it's in the code. And so the town board is allowed to give a waiver for certain things in the code. And if they ask for us, and they've asked.
Okay.
Essie, you were off a little bit. You're back now. Do you want me to run through it again? Do you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I just want to make sure you weren't,
Thank you. I appreciate that. I did have an issue with my Wi-Fi.
well, soon we'll fix that, hopefully. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to grant the waiver.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And so the next one is a motion to authorize the appointment of Karen Masterson as a confidential secretary effective September 7th, 2022 upon supervisor's consultation with the comptroller. I don't have to do
Second.
this. I want to make sure we're crossing all the Ts and dotting the Is just in case, because I want there to be a few days of overlap with Kathy as well.
Mhm.
And so I don't want it to be like, oh, the town, but so. Anyone second that? Did I miss it?
oh, Dan did.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And then number 8 is a motion to extend the watering contract for the flowers along Main Street until the end of September for at a cost of $900. Is that good?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, discussion, sorry. Please, if I ever don't say discussion, feel free to speak.
Yeah.
I sometimes forget. So, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Nothing. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a nice evening. Have a great weekend,
Weekend.
everybody. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.